And now we come to the United States of America. The Secretary of Defense is right now in Israel. America, as you know, is trying to show leadership in several places around the world right now. But unfortunately, after 8 years of depleting the American military from its cutting edge, from its superpower status, America needs a few more years to rebuild its military to get to the point where it will be able to respond decisively. And I think that everybody understands that this is now a weak spot in America's soft belly right now, which is the Navy that is not really in its best shape, probably since 1945. I would like to say that biblically, people are asking me, where do you see America in the scriptures? I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I will just say, as I see America in Ezekiel 38, America will definitely not be helping physically, militarily, Israel. It won't help. Now, why? We're not sure whether America is going to be completely spread in other places, or whether America is going to be unable to do that because America is dealing with its own internal problems. I don't know. I'm not a prophet. I come from a non-profit organization. I can tell you that the Bible clearly indicates who is going to attack Israel and who is not going to help Israel, but yet will criticize those who attack Israel. So beyond America, we have now the first tier of countries. Now watch this. I've said that many times. I'll say it again. Israel has borders with Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, and Egypt. All those countries fought against Israel more than once. All of them lost more than once. All of them are either unable to fight Israel right now, or are not interested because they have peace with Israel. Jordan and Egypt, they have peace with Israel. They're not our enemies anymore. Syria has its own civil war, and Lebanon has also its own civil war. Yesterday, the Hezbollah took a tour to the press and basically told the press, show the press conference on the border with Israel. Look at the Israelis. They are defending themselves. They're ready to be attacked by us. They are on the defense, not on the offense. And Hezbollah was basically giving a tour as if the Hezbollah is the government. So guess what happened today? Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri took the helicopter, flew all the way to the Israeli-Lebanese border in Rosh Nikra, in the northern part on the coast Mediterranean, to the UNIFIL, the United Nations International Forces in Lebanon. And over there he says Hezbollah is not the landlord, we are the landlords, and Hezbollah is only trying to spark some war with Israel, and they're playing into the hands of Israel. We are not interested in any war. We're interested in keeping the United Nations Resolution 1701, and we'll have no weapons south of the Litani River. Ladies and gentlemen, it is unprecedented that Hezbollah will give press conference in one day, and the following day the Prime Minister of Lebanon, including the defense minister and the chief of staff, the military commander, come and say, don't listen to the Hezbollah. Guys, that is because America told the Lebanese, guys, if the Hezbollah is part of your army, we will not be able to help you. Hezbollah is a terrorist organization. We cannot give a terrorist organization arms and financial help. So if you want our support as your ally, you must actually separate your ways from the Hezbollah. And that is exactly what happened today on the Israeli-Lebanese border. So if I may say, Lebanon is actually more on the side of America and Israel rather than the side of Hezbollah, Iran, and Russia. What about Egypt? Unfortunately, Egypt has two major territories that are under siege and attack by ISIS right now. The Islamic Brotherhood long ago already realized its defeat in Egypt ever since General Assisi took over. But ISIS is now infiltrating into Egypt, and they are attacking the soft belly, which is the 10 million Coptic Christians that are the minority in Egypt. On Palm Sunday, they bombed several of the churches there and killing more than 50 people on the spot. We are hearing killing of Christians in the city of El Arish in Sinai, and we're actually seeing that there's almost every day an ISIS attack on the Egyptian forces. Now, the Egyptian army is a huge army, but a very big and old school army that is about tanks and aircrafts and helicopters, and they haven't yet adjusted themselves to fight guerrilla fighting against jihadi terrorists. And right now, they're trying to have special units of soldiers that are going into houses in the city of El Arish and others in Sinai and literally executing anyone whom they suspect that is collaborating with ISIS. But again, this is not exactly working. Egypt is being under siege from both the Sinai Peninsula and within Cairo. We see that. So the Egyptians are in a very weak position right now. They need the help of America. They need the help of Israel. And as far as we're concerned, we do whatever we can do to at least protect the Sinai-Israeli border from any infiltration. What about the Jordanians? Believe it or not, the quietest border Israel has is with Jordan. And don't be surprised, the Jordanians are not only long-term allies of Israel. In 1970, Israel is the one who saved the Jordanian kings from the attack from Syria and the PLO from within. But in 1973, it's the Jordanian king, King Hussein, who warned Golda Meir that Syria and Egypt are about to attack. Ever since, Jordan was literally, even behind the scenes, an ally of Israel. But the Bible is also giving Jordan a very interesting role in the end times when we know that Israel will be in the center of the persecution of the Antichrist. It is going to be Jordan that will open its gates for the fleeing Jews from the hordes of the Antichrist. And Jordan is and will be the quietest and the friendliest neighbor around Israel. Saudi Arabia, very interesting. Pay attention. I'm not mentioning Saudi Arabia in the same breath with Iran and Syria and Turkey. Saudi is actually on the side of the moderate right now. The Saudis are changing and recalculating the route for a reason, and it is because of the depleting economy right now. You have to understand, when the Saudis were filthy rich, the Saudis could really rule and dictate things in the Middle East and support terrorist organizations, support the Palestinian cause, and support anyone who was actually calling for the destruction of Israel. Suddenly they changed their tone. The Saudi economy is bleeding right now. The prices of oil are below what they can afford. They are the major losers from the deal to cut the production of oil. And even when the prices goes up, it's the other countries that increase their oil production that are enjoying the high prices, and they're actually losing those barrels that they don't sell anymore. Shortly, they might not extend that agreement and they might start producing more. But again, then the prices will fall once again and they will still lose a lot of money. They're in a lose-lose situation right now, and that makes them weak. And not only the economy that is actually now demanding some reforms, any project of the government that is not 25% into execution already is being canceled right now. The Saudis never ever prepare themselves for the day after the oil. Unlike, for example, Dubai. Dubai has become, it is the third busiest airport in the world, and it has become a tourist destination. Had nothing to do with oil. The United Emirates basically was smart enough to develop other things that will keep their economy going on when oil is not going to be the major source. The Saudis never did that. even the tourism in Saudi Arabia was all about oil production. And the Saudis are bleeding right now, not only from the economy, but the constant daily attack of the Houthi rebels from Yemen that are Shiites that are attacking the Sunni biggest country in the world, Arab country in the world. Of course, the Malaysia and Indonesia are much bigger size-wise, but they're not Arabs, they're Asians. Saudi Arabia, the mother of Sunni Islam, the place where you have Mecca and Medina, is being attacked almost every single day. And the Saudis are more than ready to collaborate with Israel if it will bring an end to Iran's expansion and Iran's support of the Houthi rebels in Yemen that are actually causing all of their problems. And so we talked about all those countries. What about what is going on right now in Europe? The French are going to vote the day after tomorrow for president. There are 4 major candidates. There's a far right-wing, Le Pen. There's far left-wing, who is a complete socialist who supports the BDS. And there's 2 other candidates right in the center. And for the first time, all of them are around the 20%. We're not sure who's going to make it to the second round. But if it's going to be the far left and the far right, the terrorist attack that happened yesterday in the Champs-Élysées in Paris, adding to the other terrorist attacks that are taking place almost every other month there, will probably contribute more to the rise of the far right than the far left. Now, I'm not a prophet, I'm not sure what's going on, but I do know one thing. Europe is getting tired of the militant Islam. Europe is tired of what the Islamic wave of immigration is bringing with it. All the crime, all the sex crime, all the terrorism that is going on. And we are going to see a harsh and very, I would say, strong response from the European voters. And we're going to see, I'm not sure if the French are going to be the spearhead of that. I know that one of the main reasons Brexit was successful is because of the fact that they needed to stay away from the crazy immigration policies of Europe. And Theresa May just announced elections, and she'll win because she knows exactly what's best for her own country. So that is as far as the region is concerned.